Yo, what is up guys? It is the man in the can. It is Super Pigman here today with another video, and today I will be making another video in the series of why they won't succeed or why they will succeed. Today we got the UC in the mix of things, so I like to give background information on the factions, who the factions are and what they do and all that stuff before I delve deep into their problems. But remember, if you guys do enjoy these type of videos, remember leave a like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff on our road to 500. We're almost at 400 actually, which I'm really kind of happy about. But let's keep on pushing through that. So, the UC was founded by a coalition of people, and by people, I mean nobles, really rich people that just owned the cities. Now, these nobles were all controllers of their respective cities, and they decided that if they can all team up, that they can protect themselves from external threats. The external threats would be the Holy Nation, and Catlon, and Czech Kingdom. Now the founding date for the UC will be around about 500 to 1,000 years ago. They kind of rose up after the fall of Catlon. They weren't necessarily like the HN, where they rebelled against these guys, just made the best of their situation pretty much. They saw that the place went to shit, and they're like, well, let's just form a new type of government and just make it, our thing. Now, first, this new founded empire needed a set of laws to follow and a main guy. And how do you choose that? You hold an election. They elected a lot of emperors that would reside in Heft, but I personally do believe that it was something like the Holy Roman Empire, where they elected a new emperor, and that country that they elected from the emperor would be the capital. So the capital would always probably shift around. Maybe one time it'll be in Heft, another time in Hang, that type of thing. Maybe that's how I believed it was. But back to the main point. We do know for a fact that sometimes these nobles will elect someone for their own benefit. Like in the game right now, Tengu is the product of that they want someone that will pass laws and that will benefit them, but also not be a control freak over the nobles. Pretty much someone who's just easy to control. Now, Dead Cat is an interesting story. There are theories on believing that these places were once ruled by the UC, but they broke off and formed themselves as a sovereign nation. They aren't as great as what the UC offers, but they're good people. They let you turn in bounties and stuff like that. Now, I don't know exactly how they broke off. I think it was a huge rebellion type of thing, but I won't delve deep into that. Maybe that'll be like a Kenshi theory type of video. But now let's get into why UC will fail. Let's start with the most prevalent issue, slavery. Now, there are a lot of things wrong with this, but let's get into the specific. The first is putting people out of work. Now, there is no way someone like Simeon, for example, the leader of the rebellion, would be able to keep up with a slavery camp that specializes in farming, will always outproduce the general person. This is a huge problem first because the economy will fail. We can think that while you're producing more, the person would, we can think that while you will be producing more, that the person that would work his farm would make money and pay his workers, and his workers would go and buy things like food and alcohol and maybe clothes. But now that person's out of work and you're putting a lot of other people out of work, you would be just damaging your economy in general. And a failing economy leads to a rebellion, the rebel farmers. Let's go to the second reason. Now, it's actually illegal to be broke in the UC. Think about what I just said previously about what's happening in the UC right now and make that connection. These people are going to be poor because they have no work. Their best option is to join the Outlaw Farmers, because even though you risk death, you also won't be a slave in a society that looks down on poor people. This is just making the working class in the society horrible because they aren't even treated as real people. Now, like, imagine you're a farmer, you get outworked by a slave camp, and you're poor, and the only best option for you now is to join the rebellion because you don't want to be a slave. You don't want to be treated as a second-class citizen. You want your rights, and you think that maybe being an outlaw farmer would just be better, or even migrating down to Holy Nation if you're a Greenlander. But let's move on to the third reason. They have too many enemies. These guys just have a bad rep with a lot of people, to the point where they risk a 3-front war with all these nations. Let's start with their internal problem, the Outlaw Farmers. Now, these are failure farmers that had joined Simeon in hopes of crushing the UC, and as you can see, that after beating these guys, the UC is relief. It's almost like the UC can't or won't spend money on these wards, which is bad. Their nobles are greedy as fuck. You'll see it around type of thing. But it's like they had struggled against these people, and these people are an unorganized militia. They have one leader, but that leader doesn't even lead them into battles. It's mostly their outlaw captains. Then let's move to the second best enemy, the anti-slavers, led by the man, the myth, the legend, Tin Fizz. Now these guys are very organized and are also striking at the very core of their foundation, now slavery. This would cripple their economy, and you're probably thinking about what I previously just said. Wouldn't it help their economy? No, this would actually cripple it more than what it already is right now, because now you have the producers not being able to produce, and these guys aren't pushovers like the Outlaw Farmers are. They mean business. Now what I mean by that is they mean business. They're gonna go in there and they're gonna mess everything up. And what I mean by they will even cripple the economy, now think about this. Who's producing things right now? The slavers. If the slavers stop producing, imagine what effect that would have. Imagine how much bars would have to cost now. Imagine how much less people would go to bars and spend money. Imagine how much less money the bar would get. And it's like a trickle effect, you know? But let's go to the third enemy. And this is the guy that you don't want to make your enemy, the HN. These guys hold control of the entering point of their country by force on an outpost, and they even have little camps around their outpost, like up north in Orkan's Pride and all that stuff. And they just hold so many vantage points. This means that they can just blood through and take UC by any means necessary. And I mentioned in my previous type of video that the Holy Nation has the manpower to keep a fight going on, the food supply, and the will to fight. These nobles or the UCs don't. And what I mean by this is, like, they don't want to fight. They don't want to do anything. They just want to make money. This is like a merchant republic where all they want to do is just make money. But we all know that you do need a structural form of government, or else, you know, this can pretty much just be their ultimate downfall, that they're just too greedy to band together, which is the original reason they got together. The last reason they would also fail is because their civilization doesn't get represented. Only 5 people are rich, and they elect one guy to make all the decisions that they want him to make. This means that the general population isn't going to be helped. Therefore, no one will like this form of government, causing a rebellion, also known as the rebel farmers. These guys just are like the prevalent. They show all the issues that is wrong with the UC, and honestly, I side with the UC sometimes. But you know, the UC are in a tough situation. Now, this is my own input on the UC situation that they are in, but in the end, you guys have your own choice with your own person in Kenshi of siding with whoever you want. This has been Piggy here, guys. Peace.